Welcome back to Oppidum, where getting rich in Oppidum isn't really the goal, but it will definitely make your gameplay much easier if you have stacks of currency you can buy things with rather than scavenging around. But what does it mean to be rich in Oppidum? Because in this game you don't have money, you simply trade items for items. But there are some items that are more valuable than others and easier to get than others. And which items to trade with also very much depends on how far in the game you are and what resources you have available. So I have divided getting rich in Oppidum into two parts: the beginning of the game and the mid-end game of the game. Now, if you are very resourceful, you may be able to implement the endgame strategy too in the beginning, but I leave this for you to decide. So, let's start with the beginning of the game currency, something that doesn't take any resources or much time to gather, something that is readily available everywhere and most traders value more than most other things.
Got through the fired.
The fiber, the very first resource you are required to gather at the beginning of the game, along with some leaves, sticks and stones. And surprisingly, it weighs to be more valuable than any fish you catch.
Ow, you bitch. Ow. Go away, nobody likes you. Right, let's try this again. Algae, why?
And any muffin you bake. It doesn't need any tools to gather, and it doesn't take any resource to pick, just a little of your time. Plus, you don't actually need much of it in your own buildings either, unlike hay that you might use for animal feed or baking. It is also very useful with the mineral trader on top of the mountain, once you make friends with him.
Alright then, let's see. Cop. Why is it broken? Why are you giving me a broken sword?
Because at the expense of some fiber, you can get coal and copper for almost nothing. Sure, this trader only has a daily limit for the minerals, but let's face it, you don't need many minerals in the beginning anyway. So it's a nice, lazy way to get the minerals without sweating too much. And so I have made a map of all the fiber locations in the whole Oppidum that I could find, so you can go and quickly gather as much as possible and store in your bank and use it with anything from minerals to nails to leather. But as you advance in the game, you might find collecting fiber a little boring and tiresome. So what do you do then? There's another way, a much more convenient way to buy as much of whatever you want that every trader accepts. Except for the snail eye guy. That one only wants snail eyes. Okay, there's no way around it, but you can also buy the snail eyes from other traders. So in the mid-late game, riches come from farming, namely farming of avocards and ignible. Ignible is more valuable than avocards, and it gives more fruit per plant over time, or maybe exact the same amount, but it's a plant that needs the least effort for the most gains. But it has one flaw: it doesn't give many seeds upon harvesting. Avocards, on the other hand, gives you so many seeds, you struggle to plant all of them in the end. It is only a tiny bit less valuable than ignible, and every time you harvest, you need to replant it. But the amount of seeds and fruit you get per harvest probably makes this fruit more valuable than ignible. Saying that, in my opinion, ignible muffins are the most useful muffin in the game, especially at the end game, so you will win at all fronts. So, how do you get avocards and ignible seeds in the first place? There are two ways. You either go into the swamp and fight the plants that may drop some seeds. Not the best idea when your level is low, as the swamp is a bit of a mean place to begin with. Or you can buy the seeds from a farmer. The only drawback is that this one only trades in farm produce. So, to trade with that one, you need to grow some other plants first. But the other seeds are quite easy to come by. So go fight around. Go and fight these fireball throwing guys that always drop some seeds. You don't need many of them.
Hi. Hello.
Plant them, water them, at least once every other day or they will fry if it doesn't rain, and then go to the farmer guy, who at first is right by your farm, then next to Oppidum, then just past Oppidum, and finally on the other side of the river, near the bridge. Even one seed of avocados will give you enough seeds at harvest that accumulate, so it's well worth it.
Damn. We're doing like so good.
But once you have enough fruit, it is worth visiting the farmer daily to buy ignible seeds. As I said, for me, these are the most valuable currency of the game.
Right, so I would like all of these and all of these. Right.
Even when you need to buy the seeds daily. Hopefully this gave you a better idea of how to build wealth in Oppidum. It's not as straightforward as in many other games, but in a way, it's far more rewarding. So may your crops thrive, your fiber stack high, and your neighbors have something worth swapping. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you soon. Bye.
Dun, dun.